Hi everyone and welcome to Winton Motor Raceway. Today it's round 3 of the Kumho Tyres Australian V8 Touring Car Series today here on Speed. Now this series for XV8 supercars continues to grow. This weekend it's a record field of 21 XV8 supercars to take on this tight and twisty 3-kilometre circuit. Shay Davies holds a 1-point lead over Terry Waihoon, who won the last round at Mallala Motorsport Park in South Australia. But this weekend there's a couple of new faces who are coming to join the series. Ryan Simpson with an ex-Craig Lowndes 888 Falcon and V8 Development Series driver Sam Walter are here, and they're keen to steal some points from the title regulars.
No, look, about this time last year, I really got the hunger for it again, and start put the sponsorship feelers out and ring around teams and see what it was all about, and back into it again and absolutely loving it. We racing it 3 years ago. I had a VZ, the one that Jim Policina purchase office, and had a really good round that weekend, and it's good to be back. We've only had 2 rounds so far this year, but it's probably the main reason why I'm doing this weekend is to get more race laps and more feel for the cars again. And 3 years is a pretty big gap. Obviously, from when I did it last, it's really stepped up. There's some good cars in it. Sonic down there running an ex-888 car that did really well in DDS not that long ago, and these Tasman VZs that we're running, they were really good in their day. Probably just really trying to keep up with them at the moment, but it's good fun ragging around the track. To get somewhere, you've really got to put 110% in it, and that's why we come back this weekend to get more laps. You've got to look at young Ryan Simpson. It's his first round this weekend, and in a good car, and I think he'll progress on to pretty big things. And young Morgan Haber, there's a few guys that are going to step up in the development series and be very quick in the future. Like I say, the whole thing about being away from it for 3 years, it's good to be back in it, and hopefully I can get back to some sort of level where I was last time. If not, well, I know, and it's been great trying.
Well, there were fears of rain coming into this weekend's third round of the Kumho Tyres Australian V8 Touring Car Series, but they've been unfounded. It's a beautiful day at sunny Winton. We're about 2 hours up the Hume Highway from Melbourne and just south of the New South Wales border. This is a great little racetrack which is known as the nation's action track, and we'll tell you more about that in a minute. Shay Davies leads the standings coming into this third round, 1 point splitting the two forwards of himself and Terry Waihoon. Matt Hansen third in the Commodore, Spurden fourth, and Tony Evangelou, one of the form drivers coming into this round, he's fifth ahead of Steve Briffa and Chris Delsma. Here's a look at Winton Motor Raceway. It's 12 corners, a little bit over 3 Ks, and it is 100% work rate. You have very limited opportunities to grab a breath round here. It's a busy little circuit. You're always working hard. So to take a closer look at this great little racetrack, we're going to ride with Terry Waihoon, former series champion, the Kumho V8s. Turn 1 and 2, the iconic chicane. You bounce through there, get your power down on this short straight, the old start-finish straight, down into turn 3. Good passing opportunity if you can get one down the inside. Run out wide, careful not to kick up the dust on the outside. Turn 4, and then into arguably the best corner on the racetrack. Turn 5, it's a left-hander, it's fast, 4th gear, and it's a double apex. You grab one, run out wide, grab a second, and your car needs to be good to change direction to get it into 5. Bounce over the curb, and turn 6 and 7 here at the top of the racetrack. And then into the rhythm section, lefts and rights, and being smooth through here is key. Push too hard, the car moves around, you cook your tyres, and you hurt your run on this next straight, which takes you down to turn 10. Curb on the outside, wants to fire the car off, you fight it, you drag it in line. And then a short braking zone here into 10, and then perhaps the best overtaking opportunity coming up at turn 11. We can drive down the inside and block, or take the normal racing line and try and repass with a switchback if you've had a move pulled up the inside. Pit exit there to the left. Final corner, it's important. You need a good run out of here because it's not hard to fire one down the inside at turn 1. It's busy, it's action-packed. That's a hot lap of Winton Motor Raceway. So you've seen the track, let's go racing here at Winton Motor Raceway. Cars flagged away on their formation lap for race 2, round 3 of the Kumho Tyres Australian V8 Touring Car Series. Aaron Noonan is alongside me for this one. Noons, we had one race in the books on Saturday afternoon. It was a cracker, and there were some big movers and shakers in the field, both those going forwards and those going backwards as well.
Yeah, first lap drama with both Morgan Haber and the debutant Ryan Simpson, who took pole position in his ex-Craig Lowndes Falcon, which is being run by Sonic Motor Racing this weekend. Shay Davies was able to pick his way through. He hunted down Tony Evangelou, took the victory, and hence he starts from pole position for this second race, which is a 9-lapper. But this weekend, Rich, it's great news. 22 cars, a record field, but we've lost one. Sean Jamison, engine problems in practice on Friday, so we're down to 21. But it's a great field, looks sharp, lots of cars in retro liveries. Really looking forward to this second race.
And these two really went to battle yesterday. It was great. Evangelou jumped away into the lead early and was hunted down by Davies. Great vision of Tony Evangelou from his onboard camera, available on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Shannon's Nationals, and the V8 Touring Car 1 as well. You can see the onboard footage of Tony charging his way from 6th to 1st. And notes this weekend, the young guns were fastest in qualifying, but we said before that first race, never ever count out the old experienced hands that run at the front of this series. Guys like Terry Wyhoon, and especially at this place, Tony Evangelou.
Well, Wyhoon has had a really tough weekend. He lost his fastest qualifying time because he went over the blend line at pit exit, so he's been trying to fight back through the trail. Qualified 11th, 8th in race 1. Let's see what he can do in this one. There's Matt Charter. That car looks great, doesn't it? The ex-Rodney Forbes 00 Motorsport Ford, which they've put back into its 2002 livery for this weekend. Home track for him at Winton as well, so expect that older car. It was built in 1999, but it still can be competitive this weekend.
So 21 cars rolling around in perfect conditions, it must be said. Very frosty overnight out here in the northern parts of regional Victoria. -2 in Benalla overnight, and it was pretty frosty when we got to the track this morning, but about 15 degrees at the moment. Track temp about 18, so these are very good conditions, and the track's been fast this weekend. It was a new qualifying lap record for Ryan Simpson on Saturday, but notes he goes from a little bit further down the field in this one.
He starts from position 11, clutch replaced, ready to go. Davies Evangelou front row, Haber and Assailant row 2. Sam Walter, V8 Supercar Development Series driver, having a one-off start this weekend to get his miles up. He's been away from racing for 3 years. Underway in race 2 at Winton. Shay Davies tries to get it going, but it's Tony Evangelou in the Cat liveried 501 Performance Ford that will lead us down into turn 1. This is always a funnel, and I always worry when 21 cars come in because they don't all come out. That's the proof. Chris Delfsma, Ian Yeng's off the road, Matt Charter as well. Yeng, though, faces in the wrong direction.
3 cars off at turn 1 and 2. Pretty standard sort of stuff at Winton. That corner catches so many people out. Wyhoon working his way through the field early, and Assailant off the road on the exit of turn 4. Strong run from the Queenslander on Saturday, but he's got it all to do now, and banging panels into turn 5. The long left-hand sweeper. They all get through. Assailant, though, the 72 car is a long way down the field.
And that was Morgan Haber muscling Jim Policina, and it's on again. Wyhoon gets down the inside. There's a little bit of a tap. Around they go. They all go to the grass to just avoid. Josh Keane spins the Team Dynamic car, who's swapped to a sequential gearbox this weekend, but that didn't help him there. Policina will restart down the rear. On board, Ryan Simpson, the ex-Craig Lowndes Ford, looking back to Izzy Ambrosio. This car is fast. It's a car that James Moffat drove in Development Series. Tim Blanchard drove it. It's been sitting around for a couple of years, but he's on the money. He's gone by Terry Wyhoon. He will move to the front in this race, no doubt.
Yeah, first race weekend in a V8 of any kind for Ryan Simpson as well. He's been racing production cars this year with the CXC Global team in four-wheel drive turbo Evo Lancers. Slightly different driving style required for the V8, but I spoke to Mick Ritter, the Sonic team running him this weekend. They were very pleased with the way he's adapted. 1 lap in the books, Simpson showing himself pulling away now from Terry Wyhoon and the Lubramax Falcon behind, but dramas on the opening lap. Assailant, he was 4th at the very start, and then Jim Policina as well. He's gone backwards as well.
And Simpson now picks up a spot. He's by Matt Hanson in the ex-Holden Racing team, Commodore, the Western Australian, who won his first Kumho Series race in the last round at Mallala in South Australia. Simpson, though, moving forward, had a test in this car to shake it down in the lead up to this round. He's done laps here too recently in Evans Motorsports Dunlop Series FG Falcon, so he has certainly got plenty of form at the moment. Evangelou leads, Davies second. Here's the fight for third. Sam Walter, but Morgan Haber down the inside, getting the move done, driving for Matthew White's team. Missed the last round at Mallala. And Sam Walter's driving a car owned by Jim Policina. It's an ex-Tasman Motorsport car. It's a pretty special car. It was Jason Richards' Dodo car that he barrel rolled down the track
Famously
at Queensland Raceway. He and Jamie Whincup finished second in it at Bathurst, and JR won his one and only V8 Supercar main game race in it here at Winton in 2006.
Haber's got pace and he's going forward. He was the fastest driver on the racetrack in race 1, set the fastest lap to his third place finish, just outraced Nathan Saylett towards the end. Great drive through the field so far for Simpson. Boy, he's been impressive. This youngster out of Formula Ford, raced with the Sonic team in the National Championship in 2010, and he reunites with that operation now in the Kumho V8s.
Former state Formula Ford champion New South Wales, Richard. This is the first 888 built car to come into the Kumho series. He lunges down the inside on the Tasmanian Sam Walter at turn 1. But the arrival of Simpson, Sonic Motor Racing, an ex-888 car, this has lifted the game. Walter's got a drama there. He's just backing off in the background. But this has really raised the bar, that next level up that everybody else is going to have to match.
Not too sure what happened with Walter there. He's definitely got problems. Just gets out of the way of Terry Wyhoon between turn 3 and 4. He's got dramas. He's got no drive in the Commodore. And he's going backwards quickly. Hanson got by cleanly, but Wyhoon, the 49 car, just avoided a crash there.
Remember that Wyhoon was just 1 point behind Shay Davies coming into this round. And this is a track that he generally doesn't actually like. Here's Izzy Ambrosio, the Western Australian, Dan Day behind the South Australian in the ex-Brad Jones Racing Ford, new backing from ROH Wheels. Safety car boards, though, are being shown, Rich, and we understand there's a drama at turn 12 with Peter Rullo, who's back in the series this weekend in one of the Matthew White cars, the ex-Ford Performance Racing car. But these guys are still pushing on. Great shot on board with the young gun Dan Day. First year in, plenty of experience in rallying and the like, but now the field will slow because yellow flags are out. This will bunch things up and bring everyone back into the game, and all that work that Evangelou and Davies has done is pretty much out the window.
Leaders had worked very hard to pull away from the field, so safety car boards and flags around the Winton Motor Raceway, bringing this race to a stop. There is Rullo, stopped just to the exit. Is that a wheel off his car? It is. So 3 wheels on the wagon by the looks of it. The Matthew White Racing Ford not going anywhere. The Shannon's National safety car controls the field. So Evangelou, Davies, Haber to third, Simpson, P4. So great drive through the field. Started outside the top 10 knowns and already working his way up into podium contention. There's one consistent for Simpson's weekend, is that he has been very, very fast, right from the very first practice session on Friday morning.
Yeah, definitely has a fast race car. See the field going through Pollicina, Chris Delsma, Ian Yang, Josh Keane here in the Team Dynamic Commodore, the ex-Jason Richards car that's run by THR in Adelaide. Here's the replay of Peter Rullo, and it's come to a stop. Watch for the wheel to part ways, and that brings an end to him for race 2 in the Performance West Falcon. That's the ex-Jonathan Webb DBS title-winning car from a couple of years ago. So one ex-FPR car is out, but we've got 2 ex-FPR cars that run 1, 2, and we'll restart from there for this second half of this 9-lap race.
It should be a short safety car, that car very close to the pit entry here at Winton, so it won't take them too long to drag it out of the way and get this race back underway. The experience of Tony Evangelou really shone through yesterday. Now, this is another look. This is after R. That's why he couldn't drive back. The wheel had come off the wagon. The Performance West Falcon is trailered back, so we shouldn't be too far away.
And we're going to get a restart this time around. Everyone's on the throttle. Turn 12, final corner, onto the pit straight as the field flows on through. It's Tony Evangelou who leads the way. Shay Davies second, Morgan Haber third, Ryan Simpson next, and the man defending the honour for the General, for the Commodore fans, is Matt Hanson. He sits position 5. Terry Wyhoon's next through. Let's see though, Tony Evangelou's car generally, Rich, has been strong in the early laps. It looks like almost they have tyre pressures high, but over a longer run he starts to fade away. This is perfect for Evangelou. It's not for Josh Keane. He's off the road. That's the exit of turn 2. Yeah,
it's really wet offline too, Noon, so if you drop a wheel off the exit of the racetrack, it'll bite you more, and there's a battle going on for second, third and fourth. A trio of Fords driving defensive up the inside, and I think that was a Saylett diving up the inside too, making a move on his comeback trail after we saw his off on the opening lap. Big lose in front. The Commodore goes round and Day takes evasive action.
Izzy Ambrosio in the grass, but there hasn't been too much rain here, so he should be able to get back and running. But he was beat
snow that was deposited overnight. It basically was a blanket of white frost covered Winton this morning. Very cold. Here's the battle for second, and in fact really third place, because Haber under pressure from Simpson, who fires one down the inside into 11, gets it pulled up. Haber fights back. Typical Winton switchback move through these final 2 90-degree right-hand corners. Now this is what happened down at turn 1.
Sam Walter down the inside. King turns across and gets dispatched. Exit stage left. One for Cam McConville, driving standards observer to keep an eye on up in race control. Look at this, John Vigotis under pressure from Nathan Assailant behind. Ian Yang makes a mistake in the ex-Greg Murphy Super Chief Commodore. Remember this one from Bathurst 2005. Marcus Ambrose remembers it because it was in his door.
Exactly, remembers it very well. Isn't it great to see more than half the field now running original or period style liveries that these cars once raced? Like our race leader really is on for second and third though, and Haber has been racing this weekend. Simpson in fourth, Davies dropping back, and Evangelou has grabbed about a second in the last half a lap. And John Vigotis, speaking of original liveries, the car that was once based just up the road in Albury with Brad Jones Racing, now pointing the wrong way at turn 6.
We'll manage to get it restarted. That's the car that you might remember John Cleland having a massive accident at Bathurst. That is the same car. Matt Charter here failed to finish race 1. They've had some gearbox problems with this AU Falcon. It's the only old school AU left in the field, and he's got a little bit of smoke. Here's the replay though. That's why he's got smoke, because he was involved with John Vigotis. That's another one to add to the list to be looked at post-race.
He's going to be a busy boy, Cam McConville, Series DSO, and that was hit to the right rear quarter of JV's car and just sent him round. And you put the two pieces of the puzzle together and you get contact between two cars like that, Noons.
I tell you what though, Evangelou Rich has got a bit of a margin. He's been able to jump away. Safety car's actually probably been good for him. Davies is under the gun from Morgan Haber, who's running in the development series this year, but is still doing some Kumho racing to keep himself race fit and keep himself sharp, keep himself right on the money. On board with Shay Davies, second spot, series leader, through the long left-hander sweeper. This is an ex-FPR car. It's run by Jose Fernandez, former V8 supercar driver. Haber, though, looks pretty racy. There's plenty of room there if he's in there deeper next time around, and Simpson's waiting to take advantage. Davies off through the grass. He'll pick it back up. Haber's around the outside, and there's contact, and around goes the Queenslander. Wow, that'll be looked into too. This is a long list for post-race.
Yeah, he's going to be busy. He won't be finished with this before we go racing in race 3, and Haber stranded on the outside. There's metal between these top guys as well. Remember back to round 1, Sydney Motorsport Park, very contentious finish. One of the best touring car races we've ever seen, but there's some metal up and down this field. There's a bit of tweaking going on in this paddock, and some people less than happy with others right up and down this field. So second place now becomes a battle between Shay Davies and Ryan Simpson, the 3-car and the 2-car, dicing it out. And Matt Hansen back in 4th place. He's been the accumulator this year, just scoring points. You mentioned his first win before as Simpson gets into the back of Shay Davies' car and just fires one down the inside at turn 1. Gets it done, but runs wide, bit of oversteer, and Davies will fight back. Change of positions, good, hard, clean racing there for the most part.
And the best thing is Tony Evangelou's loving it because they're all carving one another up. He's driving away to what should be his first race win in some 12 months. Back in the pack though, the Miners, it's on. Look at the battle scars on the front of Matt Hansen's ex-HRT Commodore, on board with Ryan Simpson. He looks quicker than Shay Davies. Remember, he didn't do the first 2 rounds. He's intending to do the rest of the year. This is a case of Davies, who's fighting for the title, really thinking his way through. If Simpson gets him, it's not such a bad thing because Simpson's not a title contender.
And Hansen just wants to place himself in the right points to try and take advantage of these two possibly coming together in the final corners. You'd think 2 more shots now for Simpson. Down here at turn 10 is a half a chance, and then turn 11, that right-hander that brings you back round to the start-finish straight. Tony Evangelou, though, out in front. The 2010 Winton round winner is on course to get a race victory in round 3 of the 2013 series. One last roll of the dice for Ryan Simpson to get himself to second, but Davies drives defensively. He's right into the back of the Falcon. It's close, it's hard, but it's pretty fair, and that's how they're going to finish. Here's the checkered flag, though. A race win for Tony Evangelou. He's back on top of the charts, despite the charge of the Young Guns, who are side-by-side across the line for second. Really close between Simpson and Davies.
And Simpson gets second on the line, Rich. Great job from 11th on the grid. He is a contender in the Kumho series for the second half of the season, but taking nothing away. Tony Evangelou, his first race win in 12 months, and Shay Davies has been given a post-race pit lane penalty for the contact that he had with Morgan Haber. It drops him all the way back to 18th place.
Yeah, it's funny. We debuted this car this round 12 months ago. We had a race win first race, and we've had a lot of seconds and thirds since then, and we got a second yesterday, today our first, so it was really good for the team to get that win back again. We've had some issue with tyres, so we sat up late last night working out what to do today to make the car the best we could. So I'm really happy for the team that we spent a lot of hours last night doing it. The car was good. There was a pace car in the middle of the race. We got off again to a good start and held a lot of them young fellas off, which was good. We know we can win races, but there's a lot of good cars coming in the category, a lot of good young drivers coming in. So it's a really great category for older blokes like myself to still be able to be competitive, and for these young blokes to come through and show what they've got. So I think it really makes a good mixture for this category, and it's going to be really good.
There's plenty of work to be done after race 2 of the Kumho V8s here at Winton to see if everyone can get out for race 3. Join us when we come back from this short break.